Big news for the Jets tonight. Pierre-Luc Dubois makes his Winnipeg debut. The 22-year-old had yet to suit up for the Jets after coming over in that blockbuster trade back on January 23rd, wearing 13 now in a Winnipeg Jets uniform. Meanwhile, the player that he was traded for, Patrick Laine, was benched for the final 26 minutes of his new team's win over Carolina last night. Laine was on the ice when Carolina tied the game 2-2 in the second period. A big decision from the head coach, John Tortorella, to bench his newest star. Let's hear what he had to say about it afterwards.
It's what I feel I need to do. The last thing I want to do is bench a player. But as I answered your first question, we're just disjointed in all areas. Quite honestly, both on and off the ice. So we just it's an easy thing to bench a player. That's the last thing I want to do. But if I think I need to do it, then I need to do it.
I mean, Torts expects us to play as hard as we can, so it doesn't matter who you are. And I think everyone knows that. So if you're not giving 100% and looking like you're trying, he's gonna sit you. I mean, it's no secret. So it goes for everybody, and myself included. I've been that guy plenty of times.
There is a report from the Columbus Dispatch that Laine mouthed off to an assistant coach. It was an off-ice encounter, but he does have 3 goals already for this new team. Sharpie, there's got to be an incentive that you want to make this guy happy, get him comfortable in the new lineup. I mean, what do you make of all of this?
Yeah, maybe this is how you welcome him to Columbus. You sit for a period for John Tortorella. You got to respect the coach for sticking to his guns. This is how he manages his team. He didn't like something with Patrick Laine's game, or maybe the incident had something to do with it. I don't really like the move personally as a player. If I'm a 40-goal scorer, I can do things on the team that a lot of other guys can't, especially if I go to a new team. I want to be feeling comfortable, feeling good about myself. The last thing I want to do is join a new team 4 games in, sit for an entire period. I don't really know what the whole situation is, but it doesn't look good from the outside.
Yeah, you know, you're the coach in that situation. You're making a decision. I'd like to think we have all the information, or talk about this when you have all the information. When you don't really have the information, I think it's hard. Anytime you bring in a new player, you bring in a franchise-type player, like you said, you want to make him as comfortable as possible. You want to get him going. You want to get him feeling good. You want him to do things right. Cam Atkinson, I thought, had some good points. There's a standard there. At the same time, we're trying to get the player up and running. But Sharpie, you and I don't really know what happened, so it's hard for us to comment.
How hard is it, though, to get a player that comes over, he scored 40 goals, as Sharpie mentioned, he's a superstar, to get acclimated to a new system? I mean, how difficult can that be for a player sometimes?
Well, I think it all depends on the player and how they play and how hard they work and how hard they work at fitting in. So I think every individual is different that way. They've acquired him. They know him well. And now they need to get him up and running. Every
Individual player is different, absolutely. I sure hope that Torts knows the personality, the makeup of this player, the mental capacity of Patrick Laine. It's embarrassing sitting there on the bench for an entire period, and now he's got to go back and practice the next day. Let's hope that Laine shows up, works as hard as he can, and is a player for Columbus.